session for inspiration.
I can do it, I
Okay.
think.
Well, reliable.
Man, writing stuff down makes recap, like, so much easier.
Doesn't it? Incredible, huh?
It's wild. It's almost like it's a thing people do or something.
Yeah.
We we begin on 1 chess, which is hysterical because that is the month that we have just left in the Thursday night game,
Yeah, that hasn't
which
escaped me.
this is the exact same calendar, despite different world, and I find that hysterical. We gathered at Dallas Corner. Took inks forever to show. Haza said something about patrolling, but really, unbeknownst to any of us, Inks had swung by to speak to Mac. Had a talk about how things were going, and got themselves a little date going. Very cute. We sort of tried to figure out where to go from there. Swung by Nick and Nex, where they filled us in on the on Moonvale Manor. They gave us the skinny on Moonvale Manor, which Lauxius had mentioned being about being where the next mission is. There is an individual named Lord Burkstaff who is taking care of Moonvale Manor for the last century or so, and then there's a bunch of rumors about crazy stuff going on, and the usual gossip. Haza had them look over the sword that she can summon, and Nick took her into the wagon. We couldn't see what happened, but she came out looking very shocked. There was a bit of a split at that point where some people went to speak to Lausius about the more details about this next coming job. The party is on 18 chess, and he went over the our task begins on the 15th, so there's a couple days of transport which has already been arranged, and he is after some sort of book. This is a private thing, almost specifically for Lauxius, that we are being asked to do. Following that, there was a bit of downtime where folks went off and did their own separate things for a bit. I did not write those down because Torque was not really present for any of them, so GG recap. What did eventually come to pass was a conversation between Haza and Oz and Hyacinth about the political situation within the Feywild, and specifically Haza trying to understand their own ties to the place. After which there was a conversation between Haza and Mel and Torek, and then very briefly Haza and Mel, and then Haza and Torek going into the other side of that divide. And other than the stuff that was not written down because Torek is not there, that's pretty much about it. There was a good amount of, I think there was about a week and a half of individuals doing their own gigs.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Oz spoke with the Tower Breakers about the potential to find equipment that could assist in the revealing of shape changers. Torek did some personal research. Mel was able to correspond a little bit with Neverwinter. Hyacinth mostly worked on scrolls and books. Yeah, you made a copy of your spell book. That's right. Yeah. Okay. So the thing that we're before I take you guys to the circus, which you had all displayed some interest in. Is there any business anyone wants to address early on while we're still within our downtime period? Anything that might have been skipped over or forgotten in at last session and came to you in the last 2 weeks?
Oh man. See, I have a plot that I'm working on,
Oh,
but I I kind of don't know how I'm going to execute it.
can I hear? And I'll help you scheme.
Mm, well, I'm in front of so many people. I'm going to first ask if oh, what's their lame name called? The
Hand
White
of Light?
Hand? The something hand.
The Hand of Light?
Hand of
Hand
light.
of Light, yeah. See, it's I'm not sure if Loxius would know, and I'd probably have to pay him for the information, or if he's going to disclose either way. Is there any sort of like other sort of guilds or like places where adventurers frequent? I'll ask around.
I mean, you were staying at the One-Eyed Jack's, which has its own reputation.
Right. Okay. I'll return there and kind of ask around if people know where the Hand of Light is, or like where they like to frequent. I know they're not from in town. I think they're from Neverwinter, right?
They were headed towards Neverwinter.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Um,
I'll ask them if they're from where they're from and all that
sure.
fun stuff. If
I
they
will
have
allow
lots
you
of
to make either like charisma based, like persuasion check to try to get that information, um, or an investigation check.
Sure. And I don't know if it would help, but I'd probably preface it by saying that I am a scrivener and uh they don't have one, and I would like to know because it's good for accounting and stuff. It's part of my job.
Are you looking to change this to a possible deception check?
It's not a deception check because I'm being honest.
Well, you are not, because you said you're interested in becoming their scrivener. Unless
No,
that's
no, no, no,
something
no,
you're
no, no.
actually looking to do.
No, it's more of an audit than becoming their scrivener.
I would say that would,
Okay, that's
like,
deception. I mean, it's the
if
same check as persuasion.
yeah.
Ooh, persuasion or investigate? It's the same all around.
I
Let's
think I
see
need
if
to make that.
being
I think I need to make a handout exclusively for the Hand of Light, since they're getting so. I need to keep their lore straight.
what you call it? Yeah, I think I'll go with persuasion. Let's see if being hot gives me anything.
Okay.
15. That's about right.
A 15 is good. A 15 will qualify a lot of people. Not a lot of people. That name being recognized, mostly because their time that they were compelled to stay in Luskin, they did end up needing quarters and took up here briefly.
Can I ask why they were compelled to stay?
You already know it was because they were detained briefly
Oh, right,
by
right.
the
Duh, of
Luxron
course,
Corps.
the
Yeah,
Luxron Corps.
yeah,
Yeah, I forgot they went to jail or at least were taken back to Luskin for that. Okay. So they're not locals, right?
correct.
Okay. Does anybody know where they're from?
The 15, I this might have come up at the time as well, but you would know that they are from Daggerford.
Daggerford. Got it. Okay.
I need to make a new page for Hand of Light lore, apparently.
Okay. Great. Wonderful. And I'm assuming with a 15, I'm not going to get where they're going. Oh, well, they were headed up to Neverwinter. So I assume after they got to Tane, they were headed up north
Yeah.
or south. It's
It's
north from here.
south. I fucked it up when I introduced the concept the first time.
Yeah, I was picturing the Sword Coast map in my head, and I'm like, no, Luskin's further north.
Yeah.
Great. Wonderful. Okay. Yeah, that's enough information. I'll stew on that. What to do with that.
Okay. Anyone else?
Oz has two things. He wants to buy a diamond worth 300 gold pieces, and he is still looking for any sort of magical enchantment for his longsword.
Okay. How did I already forget the first thing you said?
A diamond, which
Diamond. Okay.
like
Yes. Done.
and yeah, and just to be clear, like to the extent we need to roleplay either of these is entirely up to you. Like I can just knock these off.
Yeah, I think we're mostly good. As we discussed, ordinarily an enchantment of a weapon that is not enhancing its ability other than adding magic is like a cost of 500 gold. Especially provided you are providing the weapon, you're just going to not have the weapon for a period. And then if you go through a standard enchanter in Luskin, this would cost a little bit extra for the it's a 1/3 additional cost to get the paperwork for it. But if you talk to Nick and Knack, they'll get that paperwork handled for you for only 10%.
Okay. So yeah, I'll have Nick and Knack do it, and I don't know if we just want to make it like a what is it, the moonlit sword, or if you had some other effect you want to put on it, but
Oh, that's right. I said I was going to give you something funky. You know what? I actually love just moonlight. Moonlit longsword feels very thematic for you.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, I love that.
Right, and so that's 550 gold. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. So that's great.
I was like, wait, we have so much money. And then I remembered I'd spent all of mine on nerd
Right. Right.
Nerd shit. One second. Okay. Anything else?
That's it.
Anyone else?
No.
Okay. So, in one of your days on leave, effectively, you are given the opportunity to visit the fields outside of the southern Luskin wall. Excuse me. And seek out the. Where are those notes? Oh no. Oh, there they are. The Circle of Rings Circus, if you are interested. I even have a map for that. I believe last week we determined everyone was interested in going together. A cute little fair for you guys. Look at that.
Yay.
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 So you leaving the southern gate, there is like a small queue of people who are in and out and coming towards the druidic fairgrounds that have been established. Many of the colorful tents and wagons and things have been circled and set for a couple of days now, and the grounds are already beginning to be paved by footprints and clearing the ice and snow and even the grass beneath making way for the foot traffic. Most of the people who are out here are bundled pretty warm, but approaching, you can smell like fires being kept, and what kind of smells like roasting meats and things like that. This place, getting closer, as cold as it is outside, is more welcoming and pleasantly warm. Crossing under their threshold and under their banners, uh, immediately it is just a few degrees warmer. It is 5 silver to enter. Um, shouldn't be an issue for everybody.
Nope.
I mean, let me check because I might not have 5 silver.
Anybody need help with a ticket?
I have 6 silver.
Oh my god.
And how much gold and platinum, though, right?
They have 6 silver to their name.
I
Not
bought
anymore.
a lot of paper. I have 1 silver.
1 silver. All
What did you
right.
spend the money on?
Spell scrolls.
Oh,
Scrolls,
right. Those are
ink,
expensive.
paper, all that stuff.
Wizarding's tough work. You enter the fairgrounds and are greeted by the troop of druids that you had encountered before. Some of them even recognize you and give you friendly waves. There are juggling satyrs, there are acrobatic nymphs, and the mist of cool air creeping in through the forest just outside of town, as it crosses into the fairgrounds, almost catches glitter in the light, and everything is sort of lightly tinged with a iridescent fog that just clings to corners of tents and caravans and even the people around you. We have some activities for you guys to take interest in. There is the Big Top Show, which is a display of some of the wild creatures and animals that you guys had already kind of gotten a little spot of when you were caravanning together. And then some other activities. There's a game called Catch the Lady in Lace. There's a large tent that just overhead reads "Baby Behemoths" um, in on a banner. Um, there is one caravan that is open. One of its walls has been dropped open. You can see that it is barred on the inside and kind of shelved, and filled with individual cages of monkeys that just displays a sign that says "Pet monkeys, 10 gold apiece." Um, let's see. Let's see. There's some. Oh, do you need some help? There's some more traditional carnival games like a spin the wheel game, a 3-legged race, a bottle throwing game, and then many jugglers who are interacting with folks and like playing games with them, like catching and throwing games.
I am going to I'm going to look down at Torek and be like, I'm gonna go check out the Catch the Lady in Lace. You want to do a 3-legged race with me later?
That'll be awkwardly sized, but yeah, whatever. Whatever you want.
Really? Yes. She'll immediately start running to the Catch the Lady in Lace tin. Have you ever been to a fair before, Torik?
I can't say I really have. No, this not really. Not really the sort of thing we would do. And then the Legion was all work. So
Yeah, I could imagine. I mean, this is my first time too. Let's go. Come on. Lots to see.
all right.
This first little booth, it is just a booth by itself. And it's rather small, but you see uh, an elven barker who's explaining the game a little bit, saying it's an ongoing scavenger hunt. Um, that find the lady who is in lace, and bring her back to the booth and collect a prize. Um, and hanging behind him is like a white wedding gown that has not held up particularly well to the travel, but is like hanging and sort of flowing in the wind a little bit, and has a train as well.
Is that what she's dressed in? I'll ask.
Well, not the same one, but one close enough. You'll be able to spot her well enough if you can. And don't worry, no tricks, no invisibility or anything like that. Just she's just very good at not being found.
Woman after my own heart. All right. Let's. I will give a kind of. Is this map representative of?
It's approximately that. We have like that first booth with the lady in lace here. This is also where some of the other more mundane carnival games are. Let's see, where else do I have things? It is uh there's the display. There's a display of strange animals here. There's also like the big top, obviously, and then here is the like baby behemoths tent. Um, and then monkey cage down here. Uh, yeah, that's about where you're at.
And I'll also ask. So, and it would be kind of cheating if she was in like a carriage. So that's out of bounds, right?
If she's gotten herself into a carriage, good luck.
Okay. Great. I will. I'll just kind of pass the other booths as well as kind of circle around them and the tents and everything. Give like a little first pass because
Hmm.
I'm thinking she might be in the crowd in the big top.
Hmm.
Was my
Interesting.
immediate thought.
Okay. All right. So how we'll do this is we'll give you like a cursory. We'll do perception or investigation checks for anyone who's willing to participate.
Great. And I'll also
And
cast guidance on myself.
all right. And I'll kind of give you some like maybe not warm or colder because that's not really going to help, but some idea of what you are able to see and detect. And for every like booth or other activity you guys maybe involve yourself in, you can do another check. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Okay.
Real quick question: did last session
Mhm.
end on a long rest? Is this a new day, or is this the same day that, um, as last session, where
Last session covered like both some time that's probably going to take place maybe a little bit after this and then a little bit before. Like last session's kind of amorphous, but I can't imagine you
Yeah.
guys. I would say you can come into this day fresh.
I'm it's more for date tracking purposes. I'm being shady
Ah,
here.
okay. What was the last date you have in that book?
One chess was the last. That was before all of the downtime, I believe.
Yeah, let's put this day just on the 9th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man, I'm so sad that I don't have locate creature prepared. I'm so upset.
Why would you think you would need that?
God dang it.
So
I
anyone
have
who wants to
detect magic, and
participate,
that's the best I can do.
anyone who wants to participate in the game is welcome to roll a perception or investigation check.
All right, let's.
Oh my god.
Open out
God damn it.
Mel. Or not.
Oh.
An incredible matching roll. The preliminary scan, just kind of peering over the field. Most of the people, again, they're in like heavier duty winter wear, so you'd think someone out in bold white would stand out. And Hyacinth, with some significant assertion, you don't see anyone. You don't see the wedding dress anywhere.
Mhm.
All right. Three-legged race? Three-legged race. You and me, Torque.
Sure.
Oh my God, yes.
It does cost for some of these games that have prizes, such as this one. Some of them do have a cost. I am so sorry, Hyacinth. You
No,
might have to be.
Oh well,
Yeah.
Hyacinth, you're on your own. But Mel and Torek, please let me pay your entrance fee.
Oh my god. I'm honored. Thank you.
So this is 2 silver per contestant. Let's see. As you're pooled together into like a stretch of field that has been relatively cleared, a centaur gentleman is sort of reviewing. Would it be fucked if I made the centaur a 3-legged person?
Okay, I'm glad that was not just. It's like, wow, tripoding the centaur. You know that doesn't work, right?
yeah, like you'd be fucked. I'm not gonna do it, but it just occurred to me that I had done that. So the stretch of path is laid out ahead of you. You're each securely tied. Um, there is the note given that for any pairings that are done with significant height differences, it is required that the shorter be making making steps as well. You can't just like cling to a tall person's leg and call that a win. um, so
Define significant.
Mel looks
There's
down
a-
at him.
There's a lone voice from the crowd with a very faint Scottish accent saying, "Make them wear stilts."
Oh my
God damn it, why didn't I prepare freedom of movement?
god. Okay, so do you want to sit in my lap? Do you want to sit with me? No? Okay, I gotta watch them roll some dice. Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, so as the centaur raises a flag and it drops, what I need the both of you to do, along with the 3 other pairs that are uh, racing against you, is to make acrobatics checks. And you both must succeed in order to progress.
I literally almost took squat nimbleness. I would have taken acrobatics.
Fuck
proficiency.
me! No!
Torek is finding this surprisingly simple. However, two of the drow who you are racing against, some like what appear to be like sibling youths, have incredible pacing and are already taking the lead out of the four pairs, including you both. All right. So now you guys get to roll again because we get to roll until people have won or until someone has crossed the finish line.
Oh, come on. Get into Torek's stride. Fuck me.
Oh. Mel catches some ice.
You don't have to slow down for me. I'm keeping up. I swear, I'm faster than you to begin with. Just run.
All
Your
right.
armor's digging into my leg.
And now we get to roll again.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Why can't I roll above like a 10? Ugh.
They've slowed down significantly, but the siblings who are still ahead of you are like a few are still taking lead. There is another couple behind you who are catching up.
I'm about to cut this rope and just use my tail.
All right, let's roll again.
There we go. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You have pulled in parallel with the two kids ahead of you, and now actually the two pairs behind you are actually fairly now equally matched. Let's roll again. Oh,
18. 23.
okay. With that, the two of you pass, and are now leading. If you can maintain this lead, and no one else catches up to you, you will pass the finish line first. So let's roll one. Let's roll again. I'm happy with these mechanics. They're really fun.
I'm spending inspiration. Fuck me, I'm spending another inspiration. 13. Oh, that's the best I'm getting.
Yeah, that's the best you're getting.
That's the best I'm getting.
That
You want
is.
to take one of my inspirations?
I'll take one of your inspirations. No,
13 it is.
13 it is.
It's all right. You only each had to beat a DC 12. The two of you actually very, very narrowly beating out the two kids behind you take first place in the three-legged race.
Holy shit.
Fucking kids.
There
Mel
is
has both fists in the air.
there's a flourish from a lone horn in the stands celebrating your victory.
And the visible other people in the audience like jumping back at the sound of a horn being blown right next to
Yeah.
That one person that sneaks an air horn into an event.
The Vuvuzela.
All right, you guys have earned a great prize. You'll have to share it since it's a three-legged race. But why don't one of you roll me a D4?
Torek, this is all you.
All right. Let's see. Oh, that's funny as shit. The centaur passes to you a silvered necklace. It is a snowflake amulet on a leather chain. There's a token of Auril, snowflake amulet that acts as a ring of warmth.
Here you go.
Thank you. Sorry it was a duplicate.
It's fine.
I feel kind of weird wearing this.
Keeps you warm. That's all you got to worry about.
I just use the like.
She kind of like turns it over in her hand and is like, but you know, Oral. Doesn't that feel like cheating?
How would it feel like cheating? It keeps you warm. That
on her on her on her like she just like produces her holy symbol on her neck. You know?
I mean,
oh,
I feel like
you're
the
worried
motto
Yurgle will
is
think you're cheating or something.
Oh, I doubt he cares, but it just feels
Well, then-
weird.
I mean, I worship many gods. Don't see.
I suppose it wouldn't count as worship. She just puts it on.
Are you not allowed to worship another god? I mean, there are more than one god.
Yes, but I mean my whole life is like devoted.
Well, you're not
And
devoting yourself to Aro.
that's fair. Yeah, you're right. I suppose it would be different if it was somebody else.
With another game completed, you can make another perception check.
Because I'm really great at rolling dice. I'm really great at rolling dice.
Is that open to onlookers too?
Yeah. Anyone who feels like participating in this
And it can
in this
be
part of the
an
game.
investigation.
Yes. God.
Nice.
Holy moly.
Jeez, Hyacinth. Leave some for the rest of us.
All I have to do is find someone, and I don't have to pay.
You are certain, both you and Mel, that there is no one here who is dressed as described.
What if we stole the dress and put it on one of us? I mean, that would count.
I mean, it would certainly count, but I don't know if it fulfills the spirit. This is just supposed to be fun, right?
Also, you think they would notice the example one being missing and then it coming back to them as a
Well,
stranger?
obviously, they didn't intend for there to be an actual person here for you to find, so it must be that this is the actual answer, and they're just waiting for someone clever enough to pull it off.
That seems like fairy logic.
Or perhaps we create an illusion, or can anyone sew?
so fast.
Make a lace wedding dress, materials on hand. Let's do it. Yeah. Hmm. I'm still putting money on in the big top. But we can walk around to the other places. Baby Behemoth struck a chord with me. I really want to see what that's about.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
Oh, I'm most
No, he
interested.
sounds intriguing.
Baby Behemoth it is.
All right.
Good job, Torque, by the way.
Move good. The Apparently, especially when tied to somebody 3 times my height.
Inside this tent is a circle of tables that is sort of obstructed by the view by your view. Your view is obstructed by other people who are filing through and just sort of observing these things on the other side. And on these counters are quartz cases that you can see through, but you can tell are quite dense, highly polished, and nearly transparent. And you have a dwarf who's standing in center, who looks very proud of himself, wearing fine leathers, with more than a little bit of what appears to be like singed hair in both his beard and hair on his head. Um, and he proclaims that if you can identify each of the creatures within the cages, you win a prize. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cages in all. And as the line sort of queues around and there's room for you to kind of enter the line, you see within the cage is a small, like, terrarium, inside of which is housing a very small creature that is blue. And between its very tiny scales or like folds in its armor, is hissing orange and yellow light, has broad blue fins, and it almost is shaped like a caterpillar. It sort of rears up and spits fire at you. Its enclosure is filled with snow and ice. These creatures are all typically gargantuan beasts or large. Oh, buddy, what's wrong? Large or huge creatures that have been shrunk down in size.
That is adorable, and I love it.
And for this game, it kind of maybe takes some player intuition, maybe, but you have the opportunity to roll a nature check, or occasionally maybe a history check will do you good in trying to identify what these creatures are.
Oz is definitely going to be interested in relying on his fancy book learning to see if he can't identify these creatures even in their shrunken forms.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What's the what is the actual like win can do? What do we win if we do this?
One of these, and the dwarf produces a stone figurine that is a carved, small dragon, but by its shape, you know it's not like a dragon.
Nice rendition.
It's more appropriately like. I mean, why don't you roll me a nature check?
I will do that momentarily, but first, Torek is going to flex his newly found muscles, and I will go ahead and give myself nature proficiency.
Okay.
The ancestor dragons are helping you out on this one. They know
Pretty
it's
much
at stake.
exactly what it is, yes. Check that, and remember to uncheck it in an hour.
Okay.
Okay.
You gotta
No.
be kidding me. Unacceptable.
Absolutely not. Fuck it, going for broke. Last one. Don't need inspiration anymore. Screw it all. Oh wait, I never gave myself one for sending you a journal, so I have one.
Ah.
There
Okay.
you go.
Good enough.
This is
One spell slot and 2 inspiration later.
this is a figurine of a pseudo dragon. It has more simplistic features, and its tail shape is very unique to specifically a pseudo dragon. It's a lot more cat-like in its form. The dwarf explains that the pseudo dragon can be triggered to animate for a day and for an hour a day, and can be tasked with small commands. Effectively, it gives you like kind of a familiar for an hour a day.
I mean, it's worth a try. Who else? And then we got to do this individually. We can't work as a group.
Correct.
Got it.
All right. It's worth a shot.
So, as I said, the first of these creatures is sort of worm-like. It has lots of little legs, fins, and it is blue in its kind of steely hide, and glows red from between its plates. Hyacinth has no idea. Hyacinth knows a good amount of shit about nature in general, but
Not on this plane.
And we can use history or nature, or do we?
I will say that like I have a DC for nature, and then I have a DC for history. So history is going to be like 2 points higher, if that makes sense. Like it'll just be like,
Okay.
did you ever hear about this in a book? And then nature would be, here is the book where you would have learned about this animal. Does that make sense?
Yeah. My history is still 3 points better than my brand new trained nature, though. Fuck it, I didn't borrow knowledge from the dragons for nothing.
That's right.
Okay. So who rolled that 19? Oh, that was for your thing earlier.
Yeah.
Toric and Oz can both clearly and readily ascertain. 1 second.
Sounds like a Ramirez, but
Call it out.
I said it sounds like a Ramirez.
Yeah. Call it out.
Fuck yeah. I love their weird bug skull faces.
Moraz.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa. This thing is nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're normally fucking enormous too.
Yes. So you're seeing one about 6 inches long. Maybe it won't prepare you if you ever encounter one in real life.
It looks like oh god, it's a horrible deep sea bug creature.
It buries itself in its terrarium of snow and then shoots back out, hissing more fire. The next terrarium is stony, a little bit dark. And you have another less insectoid but more serpentine creature with a few sets of clawed legs, sort of a smooth body, gray, almost blends in with the stone it is around. But every once in a while, its body sort of pulses with a blue light that crackles as it opens its mouth and sort of snaps out at little bugs that are wandering around inside of its cage.
I feel like I as a player know what this is. Maybe. Maybe. I think. I'm not sure what they exactly look like. Come on. 19.
Oh,
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Underground, you say? Looks like stone.
Inks, are you interested in rolling?
No, this doesn't really interest her.
No problem.
She's not a big animal person, or good
Alright.
on animals. Rather, she loves her hobby.
Tyler, since you're busy parenting, do you want me to roll for you?
Inks is in
You
the
can
back
keep
bullying
rolling.
nerds.
All right, Torek and Oz and Mel. All of you can identify Bahir. This fella.
Yeah.
Which fella?
The Bahir. You might have actually.
Here.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna guess basilisk off of player knowledge, just because they're kind of they're kind of stony and they got multiple legs.
Yeah, that would
and
have been
they're
a
sharp
very similar guess. You probably even hear someone like nearby guessing that on their little card.
My first thought when you said underground multiple sets of clawed legs, I was like, oh, this sounds like a carrion crawler. But then you said blue skin. I'm pretty sure they're.
Oh yeah, blue. That's right. I think I might have missed the blue part of that.
Blue or gray. Either way, carrion crawlers are usually bright green. They're like just giant caterpillars. Carnivorous caterpillars, but still.
Yeah.
They're disgusting is what they are.
The next cage is you know, you guys almost fought carrion crawlers a very long time ago, but
Back in the
Oz saved
sewers?
you all, yeah, by walling the whole place off with a wall of stone.
Ah, man, thanks,
Okay,
Oz.
okay.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, that was a while ago now. I feel like I can tell you what happened.
Yeah.
The next cage is filled with moss and has a little water feature placed, a little cup of water placed into the center, and you see what looks like a sprout of a kind that is crawling around. It has tiny little leaves coming from its head. Its whole body is barkish and it seems bipedal and uses its upper appendages as hands. Some of these DCs are higher than others. I've kind of set this up so the commonality of the creature might be more obvious for some. But you guys have been rolling astronomically high, so it's been very few close counts so far.
Maybe one more time.
Describe it again.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think if I can think of what it is.
Bipedal, barkish, leaves sprouting from its head, hands and feet.
Probably not a tree. But
Yeah, that's what I assumed it was.
that would be messed up because they're intelligent. Whereas, oh no, okay, yeah. Never mind.
It could be perhaps construed as a twig blight, but the greenery on it identifies it as a living thing. It is happily like tending to some of the plants within its little enclosure, vibing, waving at people as they pass by.
Oh.
Can you say thank you? Can you say thank you?
Let's see. The next one I have, also bipedal, sort of gray mottled skin, briefly reminds each of you of the shapeshifters that you've seen in the past, but the irregularity of its form immediately dismisses that parallelism. Its face is all incorrect, its features placed in different parts of its body. One of its arms is coming out of its torso and the other out of its stomach. Its legs are set poorly on its hips, and one of its legs appears to be much longer than the other. Sort of lumbering around a more barren enclosure with just the carcass of a rat left inside of it as well that it's sort of picking through.
Yeah, this is some sort of Shadowfell creature. I'm calling it.
Sounds like it's bedtime. Poor guy. Mel and Toric can both identify a Fomorian, a Fayish
Oh gosh, yeah.
Yep.
giant.
Oh gosh, that's right. Fomorians are a thing. We fought one of those, didn't we? In Taiwan.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, and that's why I take notes now, because I do not remember that at all.
In the
It was-
mine, very,
The
very
mine,
early
yeah.
on.
Yeah, about the same time that you guys fought a basilisk.
Yeah.
About the same time Willow and
I remember the basilisk.
that's right.
We fought a bunch of them in Saltmarsh also. in
That's
Lighthouse.
true. Yep. Right. The next is a creature with almost does not. You almost don't see anything. You just see very large amount of dirt, and then you see dirt being dug through, and a little creature that kind of reminds you of a pill bug, with more of a beakish, large face, and a wide jaw, crawling around in the dirt, before sniffing the air a little bit before burrowing immediately back into the ground very, very quickly, and
This one's
bumping
easy.
into the front surface of the enclosure, so you can kind of see it trailing around in a little ant farm. Its DC is incredibly low.
I'm calling it before I roll out of character. It's a boulette.
Roulette.
Yeah. Mel has no
That was
idea.
my thought.
Violet does.
Yeah, Mel, you've not read nor heard of these creatures, but both Oz and Toric, this is fairly familiar territory in your studies or experience.
In the desert, these are a common threat.
Yep. Sure are.
Especially underground.
Yeah. Real, especially when you're tiny. Real bad news.
There are absolutely no bullets or anything similar in the last rites, I assure you.
The last in the row of display of oddities is another quite insectoid creature, but this one reminding you much more of more like an ant. It has large pincers in its front, and its front leg on its face, and on its front legs it has long extending arms, almost like a praying mantis is like long clawed appendages, and it is digging some, but it is not as tunnel focused as the boulette was. It has a broad carapace of a head as well, and thorax of significant significant proportion to the rest of its body.
I feel like I also know this one out of character.
It's my buddy the Ankeg.
Okay, yeah. I was thinking Umber Hulk until you said the like praying mantis arms. I'm like, oh, it's an Unkeg. Yeah, definitely none of these in last rites either.
We fought a couple of these our first last rites game.
We did.
No, I'm sorry. Yes, we did.
yeah.
But I was thinking
No, we
New
did.
Dawn. Excuse me.
Yeah,
Also-
Sean's game.
Yeah.
whipped our
And
fucking
last rites.
asses.
Oh my god. Yeah, we did way better against them in last rites
Yeah,
than we
you
did
did.
in New Dawn.
We were level like 1 or 2 in when we were fighting them in New Dawn.
Also, they were really smart with how they dealt with them in Last Rites, because they were all in like an abandoned like lightning rail train, and like they kind of breached and cleared it. I believe somebody was like on the roof, like firing down into the hallway. Yeah, it was they did a good job of dealing with them, but I can tell how it can go wrong very quickly. Especially at level 2, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. But Oz and Torek, Torek threw again more a little bit of like exposed information, and Oz through books of lore. This creature is also recognizable. For you in particular, this is a very neat experience being able to like place these creatures in their reality rather than just in the like text knowledge that you have. But I
Yeah.
believe that, yeah.
Oz is nerding out. Like he's
I do believe, though, that means that Torek
feel
is the
like-
only one who has gotten every single one of them. Is that right?
Mhm.
that's correct.
I feel like the entire time Oz is nerding out, Torek is standing there looking at him like, "You're kidding, right? These things are dangerous. Like these things attack people." Yeah, but they're they're real cool. But they. Okay, that's true.
My
That's
buddy
right. They are
lost his
neat.
leg to one.
From this, you know what? You're right. They're neat in these little boxes.
All right. We're gonna actually, before we like finish up this little section, we're gonna take our 15-minute break, and I'm gonna relieve Tyler and see what we can do to settle Miles. Something's really bugging him. All right. Be right back. Adam, you with us?
I'm here.
Great. Okay. All right. With the baby behemoths all accurately identified by Torek, the dwarf offers you the stone figurine. I will. It does. Given the command word, which you can choose the command word, the token will animate for an hour, and obeys commands that it is capable of working. It's not. You can't see through its eyes, and you cannot telepathically communicate. But as a pseudo dragon, it is empathic and can communicate simple ideas to you. It has no sting ability. And it will return to stone after 1 hour and will recharge its ability to animate on a D4 die roll. Let's see. And you get to re-roll that once a day. Okay, yep, there we go. I should make that into a handout, huh?
So were there any other attractions other than the big top?
The catch and throw, correct?
Yeah, there's a circle of jugglers who are throwing things to the audience. There's a bottle throw game and a spin the wheel game.
Inks, you'd probably be good at the bottle throw.
I was about to say.
Yeah, I'm interested in that.
Oh, sorry. We didn't make I casted guidance getting in here. I'm sure it's been more than a minute since we did it, so I'm gonna cast it again and look for the lady in lace, since I don't know if you were going to remind us. Yeah, there we go.
Hope I continue to
15.
fail all of these.
Mhm.
Wow. Very good rolls. Do not see her here either. I'm not just making it up either. Like I've got like you guys have surpassed the DC if she were here.
Mhm.
You've rolled accurately and well.
Well, let's check out the ring toss.
Okay, let me find my
Or
notes for
bottle
that.
toss. I don't remember.
Yeah, bottle throw is what it's called, and it is 1 silver per attempt.
Hey, I've got a silver.
What
You
are
have.
the prizes?
It depends on how well you do.
All right.
Yeah. You have here another elven person who is indicating you who's giving you the instructions. You've got the weighted milk bottles on one end of the tent, and then a wooden ball with which per throw, see how many you can knock down. Let's see.
I will make 1 throw.
Okay. This is just a thrown weapon, not a thrown weapon, but a thrown improvised weapon. So dexterity or athletics and proficiency if you have it.
Nice.
Jesus Christ. Okay. I need you to roll me a d4 plus your dexterity modifier, which is a 4.
Yeah. 7.
Jeez. Okay.
Oh no!
Well, that actually is a hit. But only just so. Both you and Inks can roll the d4 as well.
No dex
And
mod.
plus dexterity modifier.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Don't I get
Ah,
the-
stupid.
Can I roll a second die?
So 5 for me.
Uh, okay. What do you mean roll a second die?
Because I crit.
Oh, actually,
Kidding.
yes. No, that's correct. You critically hit. It's an attack
Oh.
roll. So yeah.
All right.
Oh my god.
11.
All right. So Mel rolled a 5. That is the minimum amount of damage you had to roll in order to knock anything over. Inks rolled a 6, and then Hyacinth rolled a fucking
11.
whopping 11.
One shot, one kill.
Let's see.
Had 1 silver. I wasn't gonna waste it.
It's so funny. Actually, I think I need to give you inspiration for like the poeticism of you using your last silver to demolish this tent. Okay, let's see. I've got to look. I keep forgetting your numbers, 5 and 6. Okay. Of the like stacked bottles, both Inks and Mel, each of you only knock down. There's like 6 in a column, or on a stand, and each of you knock down. Well, Mel 3 and Inks 4. Hyacinth, you've cleared. You've cleared it. So you actually win a great prize, and then Mel and Inks get to roll for minor prizes. So let me pull up my prizes real quick. Okay, let's have Inks and Mel both roll me a d4 to see what prize you get.
Ooh.
Polar opposites.
Oh my god. Okay, let's see. Inks, you have won a token for a free turkey leg. And Mel, you actually get to roll me another d4.
Much better.
You are handed a stuffed owl bear.
Oh my god, I won. I won.
And then Hyacinth, why don't you roll me a d4? The person manning the booth reaches for like one of the greater prizes on display, and immediately goes for what is actually like a rough-hewn and rather nice-looking iron hatchet with interlocking circles that are carved into the blade, but kind of like looks back over their shoulder at you and second guesses and instead pulls down a walking stick that has carvings of animals across its surface. The carvings animate when one of its 3 charges is used to cast Animal Messenger. Up to 3 charges can be used at once to increase the casted slot of the spell, and regains 1 charge at midnight.
Oh, that is sweet.
But Mel got a owlbear, so
Oh,
Yeah, I got the stuffed owlbear. She is like clutching it to her chest.
Inks is greedily looking for where they're selling turkey legs.
that you can follow your nose.
Oz is no more than 2 steps behind Inks until
Hyacinth
the
follows
purveyor
along.
of the turkey legs is found.
Mel is gonna kind of look around the booth and the area outside for the lady.
Okay. Anyone else looking?
Yeah. Oh,
Still trying
loads
to help
of
Mel out. We're trending back down.
Thanks a
Trending
lot.
back down, everybody.
I'm on the uptick. I'm feeling great.
Inks is distracted by her turkey legs.
Inks, you can find the booth of turkey legs. Oz, you are charged 5 silver for a turkey leg, which is an astronomical amount of money for food.
So that's
That's
a
good.
corned dog.
Mel, while you are wandering around in this booth, you, Hyacinth and Toric don't quite notice, but you see the trailing of a white train passing behind the tent.
I'm going to run after it.
You have a movement speed of 30, is that right?
I sure do.
All right.
I will
Uh,
chase.
You come around the corner as quick as you can. You almost slip on some ice and snow, and see trotting through back here where there's a little bit more snow, a little bit less clearing, a figure that is in white lace, but it's quadrupedal. It's on all 4 legs and snuffing about. You have a very large, wild hog that is walking around in this wedding dress.
Oh boy.
I am
Are we really supposed to catch this?
I am upset that hold person probably doesn't count. I am upset. I'm going to cast blindness deafness.
Oh my god!
Wow.
Can I also chase after them?
You can chase after them for sure, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, what is that check?
It's gonna be
Constitution.
con.
Inks will
Okay.
turn to Oz
Are
and
you
go, "What's up
blinding
with
them or
them?"
deafening them?
I am
I don't know what's
blinding.
up with them.
Oh my god, this boar rolled a 20.
I will cast Odeluke's Resilient Sphere.
Oh my god! A dexterity saving throw. You hear this animal now like shrieking out in surprise. That's only a 12 though, and is caught inside, is that right?
Yes, it is caught in the sphere. We've got a minute. Start rolling.
Well, what does your sphere look like?
A shimmering, like translucent, like opalescent field, just kind of like springs from a point right in front of it, and then like wraps it around, and then like shrinks down to like the smallest possible sphere that could hold it.
All right.
All right,
Then
Mel already running after it is going to start rolling it over towards where the booth is.
you just start rolling it back to the booth.
All right, this is a medium-sized creature, so this is still like this is impressive. And as you put your hands to the ball and begin to roll it, the hog starts to like squeal, and a tumble of like lace and dirty hooves sort of just gives you like a washing machine effect. And you see something begin to kind of like change in inside the sphere, as like the hooves become like hands and feet, and it's it's still hard to see while you're rolling the ball, so you just see like something happening inside. Yeah, you've got a minute. You can roll this fucking thing, the 2 of you together. Super
Yeah,
monkey
I
ball.
mean, it's weightless. It's very easy to roll. We could
Yeah.
even just pick it up and carry it.
This is a spectacle for everyone else as you're rolling this hamster wheel. Up to the front, to the like confusion of the gamekeeper, and then the ball stops, and the heap of fabric kind of collapses and begins to rearrange itself and sit up, and you see inside a person, with like a boar's head, a woman who appears to be a shapeshifter, maintaining partial boar form. Um,
Oh, sorry about that in there.
can she hear you from inside?
Yeah, you can hear everything. I
Oh my
mean,
god,
no.
wait. If I casted hold person, would it have worked?
Nothing can pass through the barrier,
It might
but
have
a
worked.
creature can breathe. Huh. That's
Yeah, I
wild.
think it's assumed that it can you can speak through it, you can talk through it, but you can't shoot someone in it or
Yeah.
cast a spell
Not
through it.
physical objects, energy, or other spell effects.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know. Inks seems sort of boring to me.
Uh,
Uh, she tries to sit up, her hair kind of in a like the rigid mohawk of a boar's hide, and gets herself upright, kind of breathing heavily. She's broad and tall, but and kind of cramped in this bubble, and just sort of knocks on it, like waiting for it to go away.
Yeah, I'll release it.
And she drops a little bit onto the ground. Okay, they got me. They got me. Fair and square. Oh, she stands up and stretches.
Sorry for the fright.
It's okay. It's part of the game. Part of my. I get paid for this.
Yeah, but not every day you get people who try to blind you and or enclose you in a orb.
Yeah, that's unusual. Yeah,
Good strategy, no?
I'm impressed. I hope I never have to do that again. Here's your prize. She kind of just reaches past the gamekeeper, and unhooks the wedding dress that was hanging on display, and sets that on the counter. Then followed by a skewered, fully roasted, and still warm, roasted pork that has come from a cart behind as well. So like a little piglet on a skewer, and then you also get the wedding dress as your prize. She then pats the gamekeeper on the back. I'm gonna take a half hour and then I'll go back out.
Upon
And
seeing
Special
that,
about
upon seeing that a roast pig is being presented, Oz rushes over there.
Mel's gonna pass the roast pig to Hyacinth. You vegetarian?
Oh no, absolutely not.
All yours.
Fantastic. I guess you have a dress now.
Anything? I'll kind of lean back and ask the gamekeeper. Anything special about the dress, or is it just pretty?
It's nice. You could probably pawn it if you don't want it.
No, it is. Might find an occasion to wear it soon, I suppose. After I get it washed up, of course.
Lucky you.
We'll see. All right.
Good work.
Yeah, I'll go to high five Hyacinth.
With the turkey leg or the pork just kind of gives you their elbow.
I will high five the elbow.
Is Oz trying to pick from the new meat?
Nope. Oz just shows up as it is handed off, and then starts looking around wildly for a roast pork vendor.
This is actually the only place you can acquire this. It's kind of expensive to do a whole pig.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's see. All right. Just going down the list of stuff you've not yet gotten to. If you're interested, I'm not gonna make you do carnival games all night. There's the monkey kennels if you want to buy a primate.
Oz is definitely going to the monkey cages.
Okay. All right.
And I mean, I guess I'm looking for I'm looking for the a monkey that will take training the best.
Listen, you feed them enough, they'll do anything that that you can teach them.
Great. I will use that to try and ascertain which monkey is going to be easiest for me to train, and I would like to purchase
Holy
that
shit.
monkey.
Holy shit, the nat 20 for this. Sure, you can find a monkey that is watching you with like a curiosity that is pretty telling. 10 gold pieces for a pet.
Yeah,
That is the
done.
funniest natural 20 I have seen in quite some time.
I'm immediately going to go try and find like a fruit vendor.
Okay, let me think if a fruit vendor might be possible here. They are a bunch of druids, but it is very cold out. I think even if you can find one, and I say you will, it's not going to be like a supremely impressive. Like you can buy a bundle of grapes for a couple copper.
Yeah, that's fine. I just need food for my monkey.
Yeah, now you do.
Yeah.
Until a fireball hits.
Max.
I'm just saying, if the monkey goes questing, it's probably not going to do so great, but I'll give you a monkey handout in a little bit. Other things to do, there is the display of strange animals, which kind of goes hand in hand with the big top, and the jugglers and the wheel spinning game.
Jugglers.
Okay, just sort of central to the entire field are these performers. Mostly acrobats, some like bigger, more built individuals. You see like a Firbolg, not the ringmaster himself, but a Firbolg, with mostly satyrs who are working here. A couple of dryads. Um, uh, Happily invite people or unwillfully invite people into the performance. They clearly know what they're doing as they're like batting around balls and pins and such. Even people who appear to be very unskilled, like small children, are allowed to catch and then toss back, mostly to like feel involved, and then every once in a while, like someone who's not showing a very hearty interest gets thunked on the head pretty hard by a flying object. So if you'd like to participate, you're kind of called over with a whistle, um, and you're thrown a pin. And you can make me an acrobatics or performance check to try to keep up.
Can I deflect missiles? I'm kidding.
I'm very
Oh
tempted
no.
by that.
Inspiration on that. There we go.
Excellent. The first pin you catch bounces between your hands and then back towards the satyr. He whoops and gives you a little wink before one of his companions begins swapping the objects and then starts tossing you hoops. Make me another acrobatics or performance check.
Ooh.
Oh, that one's very close. Just being as close as you are to the ground, catching it barely before it touches, and then spinning it over your finger, throwing it back. You're then thrown daggers.
Yes. Can I deflect these?
I don't know how to accommodate that for the
That's fair.
specific mechanic I had built in.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Acrobatics it is. Whew.
This is deft for you, and at this point, the audience members are applauding you more than the performers. And
Can I
then
do
you
a little
hear
twirl as I throw it back?
absolutely, and then you hear a match being struck. Ready to roll for flaming torches?
Absolutely.
Mm.
Ooh. Well, okay.
You gonna keep it?
I'm gonna keep it. I don't
All
want to
right.
burn inspiration on games.
Oh,
Who
that's a
would do
pity.
that?
That is a pity because this one comes right for you, and you do deflectively swing out a leg to kick it, and it drops to the ground and extinguishes. And the satyrs kind of playfully, but a little more sincerely than you'd like, boo you.
She rubs the back of her head. Sorry, I've been drinking.
All right. Unfortunately, you do not win their accolades and possible prize, but
Fair enough.
you did pretty good, and enough people are like, holy shit, you threw knives. That's pretty cool.
Liar, my one weakness.
I'll take a lightning bolt any day. Moving cart, happily. Fire, no.
It's gonna come back to bite me in the ass one day, saying that, putting it in the universe.
I'll keep that in mind when I consider a fireball.
Thank you.
All right.
Spin the wheel for
Oh,
prizes. Let's do it.
spin the wheel for prizes.
I have great luck.
It's been impressive.
Yeah, it's bad.
Mhm.
It will be 7. That's not the number I'm reading. It will be 2 silver pieces to spin the wheel.
I got
Um,
change for gold, right?
Yeah.
Great.
Playing in the game that I just played in, did that cost any money?
No, they're
Okay.
just kind of fucking around and like inviting participants.
I also
Yeah.
want to spin the wheel.
All right. 2 silver per attempt. The Eladrin individual who's manning this one has painted 8 segments, each with something written in Elvish, and they happily spin the wheel for you as you come closer, and then per your payment, you're allowed to spin yourselves. Inks, do you want to spin first?
Sure. What am I wrong?
D8. Oh wait, hold on. Let me make sure. Hold on.
Was that the sound of the wheel
Oh.
spinning?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So you actually have to try to guess what you're about to roll.
Oh, of a D8 or
Mhm.
just in general?
It'll be a D8.
6.
Okay. Let's see.
So close.
Unfortunately, you do just lose your silver then.
That's fair.
Yep. And Mel, you can roll
I'm
as well.
going to roll a 2.
Oh.
I'm putting another 2 silver in this. I'm
Okay.
not losing this. All right, I'm going to roll a 3. No.
Oh.
All right. I am going to roll a. I'm going to roll a 4. Son of a bitch! I am so angry. I have 2 silver left. I don't want to break another gold for this. I'm going to roll a 4. Oh wait, that was a D6. Sorry.
Okay.
Oh!
Hey!
Hey.
Oh!
All right. As finally your called color rolls to the ticker and it lands, the runes, the elvish runes light in a little bit of a golden flourish, and the Eladrin passes you the pot that has accrued of 16 pieces of silver. And they let you know that you can either take the coin or exchange it for a prize.
What are the prizes?
5 silver of your prize can be exchanged for a minor prize. 10 silver can be exchanged for a moderate prize, or 15 for a great prize.
I'll take a great prize and 1 silver.
All right. Let's see. Well, why don't you roll me a d4? Okay. Very, very, very carefully, the Eladrin produces for you a cold iron hatchet, the one very similar to the one that you'd seen almost given to Hyacinth earlier, but then second guessed. It has interlocked circles carved into the blade, the sigil of the circle of rings, the Sturidic circle. It is again cold iron, and it is effectively a hand axe. Fae are vulnerable to damage done with this weapon.
Rad.
Mhm.
We have so much ordnance that could absolutely demolish Hyacinth or Asa if they ever go rogue. The rest of us have been stocking up, like just acquiring cold forged iron shit.
To be fair, it's like a hand axe and a dagger, but
Still,
Hyacinth's also only a wizard.
Mhm.
I say that. I mean,
gotta
you're
touch
also
me.
you're an abjuration wizard.
Yeah, I mean, whenever you hit me, like, I'm pretty sure the ward maybe. I want to look something up.
I would think because the ward has its own HP pool,
Yeah.
it's not replacing you. It's not going to it wouldn't be
Yeah.
it wouldn't it would not gain any boons from you being resistant to anything,
Yeah.
nor vulnerability.
right? Yeah,
Hmm.
that makes sense.
All right. Anything else you guys want to do at the carnival?
Big top.
Big
Big
time.
top.
You've paid your entrance fee. You're allowed into the big top tower at the they call show times and herald when there is one beginning to start as the afternoon begins to wane, and sitting comfortably with your fair share of smoked meats and odd accoutrement, you see below the ring that springs to life in a flurry of overgrown plants, and insects and butterflies begin to
Ugh.
crawl their way from the undergrowth that is formed, and from there, in just the quickness of almost just a visual of the cycle of life, the plants begin to fade and wither, and in their place are overgrown by fungal forms, which then melt away into just a fairy circle in the center of the ring. And um,
Hmm.
oh, weird.
Yeah, the wording is specifically whenever you take damage, the ward takes the damage instead.
Oh,
So
okay. That would be it. Yeah.
yeah. Also, even the projected ward, when a creature you see takes damage, you can use your reaction to cause your arcane ward to absorb that damage. So it's just like temp HP. Resistances or vulnerabilities are still, which makes sense. It would be a lot more powerful if it were the other way.
Yeah. In the middle of this mushroom circle, suddenly appears with less of a flourish and just sort of a presence that feels known suddenly, and without power, is the figure of the ringmaster, who presents his parade, his homage to Aurel, and to the turn of the seasons, respect for winter's coming to end, and the hope for a bountiful spring for the people of Luskan. And then he once again vanishes visibly, and following his disappearance, the entrance of more performers, tightrope walkers, and acrobats, humorous jesters, and satyrs who play music that is enchantment, and presents to you smoke and mirror shows of stories of the Fae, and tales of the beast lords of the Feywilds. Presented with each of these are creatures of their kind. You are shown, probably for the first time, many of you, um, uh, lions and tigers and elephants, camels from far distant lands, zebras, beasts that are within themselves mythological to you, though they bear no magic in their blood. Only by the cry of their name, and the masters that they serve in other realms is there any true power to their presence. And the effects of magic, smoke, and illusion, and sparks, uh, and gentle leading hands, these creatures are shown in magnificence. The gaping, toothy maw of predator animals, the fleet-footed majesty of prey. It is delightful, particularly for children and many Luskan folk who do not travel, and lovely entertainment for a good hour or so, seeing both uh, unusual performances of contortionism, enchantment, and comedic physicality, combined with beasts that you would likewise never you would otherwise never encounter. Um, the ringmaster appears, just suddenly once again, making his presence visible, um, at the conclusion of his troop's performance, to speak gently with the animals, uh, allow them to become familiar and placated and comfortable and happy with the sort of odd place that they are in. Um, Even from the audience, you are soothed by his tone and his gentle demeanor. He thanks everyone for coming, and bids everyone a good season, and a good year. And the animals are escorted out. The performers are uh, uh, file out as well, and just as before, almost as if he had not been there, the ringmaster vanishes, and everyone is allowed to leave the tent.
Fantastic.
Yeah, you
Well,
guys
that
have a
was
good day out.
wonderful. Tarek, how'd you enjoy it? You might be talking to mute.
No, I just unmuted. I was
Ah.
deciding what to say.
Mhm.
Real yeah, it was a real thing we watched.
That's it?
Yeah.
All the miniature monsters. Didn't you find that amazing?
Oh yeah. I thought we were asking about the big top, the thing that we just watched.
No, just the whole time in general.
Oh yeah, no. First carnival, very successful. Um Good times. Good times. You?
Yeah, that was fantastic. I didn't think carnivals were going to be fun.
I mean, I figure they're supposed to be fun, otherwise people don't go to them and they shut down. But
Yeah, but I thought it
still
was going
kind
to
of a
be
weird thing.
cornier, you know? I've only heard of carnivals. So what now? What time of day is it?
Yeah, mid to late afternoon.
Unpack what, Max? What do you mean?
It would be about the time that you'd be considering either acquiring dinner or going home to make something. Not that many of you have permanent residences.
Got to see if I can find a tailor real quick. I'll be back.
Oh my god.
Wait, what for?
Hello,
Is-
and I'll point to my monkey.
Isn't it obvious?
You see Mel probably notice the monkey for the first time. Her jaw just kind of drops. Yeah. Huh. Did you have that the whole time?
Well, no, I bought it at the circus.
Huh. Wow. Okay. Well, and okay. Yeah. Have fun.
The monkey's sitting on your shoulder and very carefully sticking her fingers like into pieces of your hair and pulling it out of its ponytail.
I'm not trying to hit it, but I keep doing that thing where it's like you're trying to shoo a fly away.
Right. Yeah, that stops her for like a minute and then
Right. Yeah.
Well, I think I'll head back towards Dallas Corner. Unless y'all have any other plans and ideas.
Nope. Pretty hungry. Could use a drink.
Same and same. So
Hmm.
didn't you just get a turkey leg?
Both of you would assume that was enough.
That's fair.
Yeah, a turkey leg.
That was as big as her head.
Just a reminder, in case it comes up, I did prepay for my like 2 weeks at the end.
You have somewhere to go that will feed you.
Yes.
Oh
I
yeah,
knew I
because
was going to
they
spend
have no
all of my
money.
money, so I made sure I had the room paid for before I did that.
Wow, smart with their money. Dang. Look at you. Have you only been in the material plane for this long and you know how to budget better than me?
Set aside rent first.
Rent
Classic.
what's rent.
All right. So it sounds like is Hyacinth headed back to to Dallas Corner? Where's everyone else going?
Dallas Corner.
Yeah.
Yes,
Ooh.
I'll be there shortly, but I do want to see if I can find a tailor that's open.
Sure thing.
Your little fez, little blue vest.
A little tutu.
No, I'm gonna, assuming I can find a tailor that's open, I am going to commission. I want a full drum major uniform
Oh.
Yes.
with a tower breaker tabard.
You stitch on the inside. Fuck the
the t-shirt on the
BMLM.
inside, the B triple M, but then like train the monkey to like flash the jacket open.
Oh god.
That'll be 10 gold.
Yeah, bargain.
10 gold. Well spent. Well spent. 10 gold.
Bargain.
I don't know if there was a limit to the amount he was willing to spend.
I probably could have bankrupted Adam.
You could have drained me. It would have been fine. It would have totally been fine.
Yeah,
in addition,
50
like
gold, and he would have paid in.
you want some of my weapons? You want the instrument of the
Magic
bards
sword.
back? Right, like fine.
The
Like,
tailor-
that's
The tailor has like a credit line with a very like steep interest rate.
Takes a predatory
fine.
loan for a fucking major outfit for his monkey.
Predatory loans.
Okay, so that'll be done in a week.
Okay.
So we definitely have to name our group after the monkey now, right?
Well, what's the monkey's name?
Mrs. Pickles.
Oh god. Son of a bitch.
Hyacinth, I hate you. We're not doing that.
Mrs. Pickles
can be our
protectors?
mascot.
Oh, we most certainly are.
No, the protectors of the pickle.
That's a
Brine
different
dog.
thing. That's a different thing.
Love it.
It's up to people to decide what it is.
Print it. Oh god. Cody's gonna come back.
I can feel his ears like prickling from here that he's not here to know that we're getting a monkey that's gonna be in a full fucking costume.
Just in his mind right now is something's wrong.
No, something's very right.
Yeah, right.
Ted, did I say it's the 9th or the 10th of chess?
That was the 9th.
9th? Okay, so it'll be done on the 19th.
Okay.
Oh, that's unfortunate. That means we will not be picking that up until like
After
the
our
20 something.
Yeah. But it'll be done. It'll be back.
Mhm.
God, actually, using a calendar for D&D, actually useful, but so annoying.
Much like life.
Uh-huh. I'll see you when I see you, not in a... whatever. Okay. So Oz, after spending some time getting a monkey's measurements taken, returns to... comes back to Dallas Corner?
Mhm.
All right. And everyone is there, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So, is...
Priority.
Looks at Oz when Oz walks back in. You walked off on your own. You got to do the test now.
Does the
Oz-
monkey have to do the test?
Oz points to his face where there are 3 fresh monkey scratches that are ever so slightly bleeding.
I am drinking from my mug, so I'm gonna roll a con save. Ah,
I'm disappointed you passed.
damn. Yes.
Will this be sufficient, Torek?
Narrows his eyes. You win this time, monkey.
Also, Torek, I walked. I was alone like yesterday. How do you know I'm not a doppelganger? She like waves her fingers spookily at Torek.
Oh, I'm sorry. You thought you were alone?
I'm sorry. You stalked me? You what?
I followed you like a bodyguard should.
Since when are you my right. Don't answer that question. Life, debt, whatever. Torek, what are the limits on that?
Not about the one.
The life development.
Yeah, oops.
Like, say if, say if I
Do you
die.
really want to try to
Say if I die
like,
and get revived.
unitize all
count?
this?
Does that count? Will you still owe me a life debt? Because it would have technically ended.
Yeah, but that also, well, I mean, if I'm alive, then it means I failed. If I'm dead, then it doesn't matter anyway. So, right? You're thinking about this way too hard.
It's also if I brought somebody up to my room, would
How
you
do you know they're not a
be
doppelganger?
would you be inside or wait by the door?
Okay, this is just getting uncomfortable.
Well, answer the question. I want to know. I don't want to make it awkward.
But do the rest of us want to know?
So,
I-
please say outside.
Guess that's up to you. I mean, I'm not
No, don't say that.
stuck to you or anything. Like,
She just slams her head against the table. Just wait outside if that ever happens. Torek,
hey,
not up
you're
to
thinking
me.
about this way too hard.
Well,
Way too much.
You followed me.
Yeah, you were
What?
walking around town. I didn't have anything to do.
I thought you did.
I mean, have you seen the library here? Like, I went through the whole thing in like a day. I mean, I wasn't reading every book, but everything that had what I needed. It's fine.
Jesus, you read fast. Holy shit.
Well, no, it's just really specific.
Okay. Okay. But I could have still been a doppelganger while you were at the library. Ooh.
All right, well, now I've got to know, so put your hand out.
Oh, come on, Oz. I'm just playing around.
You did bring this on yourself.
I did. Fine. She'll just prick her finger. Happy. When am I gonna stop doing this?
Unless you've got a better idea, I'm pretty sure the answer is never. I mean, does
Fine.
anyone have a better idea?
It's the only thing we got so far.
Isn't there a way to see past to see past all that? See a shape changer's real form? Pretty sure there is.
I don't think we're capable of that yet.
Yeah, and it's not like illusory, so detect magic wouldn't work.
No, I
I
mean
mean,
you'd need like true sight, you know.
Yep.
Oh. Yeah, that's
I
out of
mean,
my
there's
reach.
some really high level magic that would work, but not very useful on a day to day level or for the average individual.
Sorry, I forgot about the life debt.
To Bebit.
I mean, I guess the other aspect of it is although certainly knowing sooner is better than knowing later. Let's just say, for example, that Mel had been a doppelganger for the last 24 hours or even 48 hours. What exactly would they have ascertained?
That we like carnival rides. Oh,
Right.
and
I'm very good at bottle toss.
information about the job that we're doing. Because if I was, then I would have, you know, went to go ahead and visit Loxias, get the information, all that stuff, as a doppelganger.
Well, I stand corrected. I guess we do need to check every single time.
Oh, fuck, what did I say? Anything? I needed to keep my dumb mouth shut.
We have lived all of our lives here not having to worry about doppelgangers, and that hasn't, as far as I'm aware, for anyone been an issue. That
Yeah.
colony, we basically ended that, and with Oz, you having put put the snake in the wall.
Yeah, they're not going to organize on their own again. It's going to take some time for that thing to reform, if it does at all.
Oh, it's
Plus-
it's going to. That's going to happen. But you
Yeah.
know, stuck in a wall. Yikes.
This was the decision that we're just going to roll the dice going forward, that no one has been replaced by a doppelganger.
Unless the majority of us are, I'm pretty sure we can take them. No matter how many there are.
I mean, they have to drag the person they replace off, right? They'd just be we'd all wake up somewhere else together. That's, I mean, that's
Yeah,
got to be comforting, right?
that's also
It
counting
doesn't have to be
on.
comforting now.
I
I think
I
just
mean,
exercise your best judgment.
yeah, I mean, either they don't outnumber us, or they do, and we're all together to plan some sort of escape. I'm sure we're more than capable of either killing somebody who has been replaced as a doppelganger, even if they have the abilities of one of us, or
Okay. For
escaping.
the record, I regret making the joke of having Oz have to do the test. For the record, here. Now we're back on this.
Yeah. I don't think we have to be. Yeah, best judgment is probably the best. Like, if somebody says, oh, I'm going to the tailor's, and they take more time than they should, then yeah, sure, okay, we can be suspicious. But if somebody's just going to go out and grab something that should take a few hours or just be across town and back, then no reason for suspicion.
All right, so we're all just going to continue to play it by ear. Wonderful.
Yes. Well, I mean, demonstrably, they don't necessarily kill their captives, so it's no need of mine to keep track of if anyone's been replaced.
So the kidnapping of individuals and keeping them captive for years on end is of no concern of yours.
No.
Wonderful.
I mean, it's horrible, of course, sure, but it's not my concern necessarily. You understand? I'm not. I'm not an adventurer. I am an accountant. I'm just here because your types tend to leave presents when you go places, and I'm here to keep track of it. Nothing more, nothing less.
I feel like you've done enough adventuring to be called an adventurer now.
I suppose by technicality, but it isn't my occupation.
I mean, the more that we dive into it, the more that, just because two people go off together doesn't mean two people can't be abducted at the same time and be replaced. The only
regret
way for us to be
everything.
sure is if all of us are always together at all times,
I had the same
always
thought.
all of us awake. I mean, there comes a point when there is no, like, unless we start doing hourly check-ins. I mean, I think it is just a risk that we'll have to be aware of, and if ever you are concerned or wish to test it, feel free. But until there's, like you said, a better way, then there is no better way than to just hope that it is fine.
Well, I mean, definitively, there is a better way than to hope that it's fine. And that is to see somebody bleed. It's just how practical is it to keep asking everyone we know to bleed all the time?
Mm-hmm.
And so your larger point, I think, is accurate. Look, we have a way that we can trust so that we can tell if someone's a doppelganger. If you feel unease of any sort for any reason, we all understand why, and so it's reasonable to ask for someone to show that they can bleed. But absent any suspicion, I guess we'll just have to operate on some faith.
Yes.
Thanks. The display with the jugglers was really impressive.
It was until it wasn't.
Oh. But skill
Better than
level
that guy
is
that got bonked in the head.
yes.
That was funny.
I suppose it could have been worse.
Your skill level is so far beyond what I'd ever be capable of. It all seems impressive to me. How long have you trained those particular skills to get to where you are now?
I mean, formal training hasn't been so much with weapons, it has been much with fits, but once you start fighting, you just tend to become dexterous with everything, I suppose. But to answer your larger question, years.
Hmm.
There's a school I was sent to, basically.
A school?
Basically?
Yeah, it's not a formal school. It's more of like a, I don't want to say training seminar because that's too light. Uh,
School of hard knocks.
it's just people with abilities like I have gone and trained, and then they pass on that knowledge to other people so that they can go and do good in the world and then eventually come back and train the future.
It's like a dojo?
It's not unlike that. It just it doesn't have a name necessarily. It's think of it like an apprenticeship, but
Mm.
with more punching.
Did you have somebody that was like your mentor?
I did. She was a bitch,
I
but she
assume
taught me a lot.
you don't talk anymore.
I mean, there's no bad blood. If I need to seek her out, then I can, but I have no reason to currently. I mean, I've gone back actually. That's where I'm training to learn more about poisons and hopefully more about my abilities. So it's still open to me. I didn't leave on bad terms or anything.
Is it some sort of assassin's guild?
Oh, no, absolutely not.
Can I insight check that?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
You lying?
Inks was as surprised as you were to suppose that that may have been the case.
Okay.
No, we just become exceptionally good at what we're good at. Um, again, it's more about self-defense, although I may have twisted those teachings and taken it to the ring myself. Uh, large scale. I didn't. I looked it up.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh wait, of the place or the person?
The group.
Oh yeah, no. I remember. Yeah.
Okay. Just want to make
Um,
sure. Okay.
I legitimately forgot what I was saying though.
You took it to the ring?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's looked down upon when you use the teachings that they give you in an offensive way, and here I am. It's more of a slap on the wrist. I haven't been ostracized or anything.
Well, they may look down on it, but from my experience, it has provided great defense for all of us.
Yeah, sometimes offense is the best defense.
Hmm. Yeah. I think they focused more on self-defense and healing, and for a while I was doing that, but it just didn't fulfill me. And so I began fighting instead. And now here I am.
There's no inciting incident that made you change your focus. Just didn't feel like healing anymore.
It's not that I didn't feel like healing anymore, it's that it took a toll on me,
Hmm.
and I wasn't willing to pay that price anymore.
Fair enough. Is the plan to at some point return and teach as you were taught?
You know, I don't see why not, but at the time, I'm having way too much fun.
To more fun. I'll
To more
raise my
fun,
glass.
she will drink some more from her mug.
More fun. What's in that mug, by the way?
Anything you want. No, I'm just kidding. Well, would you like a taste?
Yes, please.
She will pass the mug over after pouring some more water into it.
Yeah. You pour
Mel,
in water and it froths as a dark brown spiced dwarven ale.
Mel will take a very long, very ignorant gulp of that shit.
All right. That's a con save.
I
I know this doesn't mean much, but you should probably pace yourself.
I believe the DC is a 13, so you do not immediately find yourself staggered by it.
wow. No, you're not kidding. Oh. Whew.
Pretty good,
No,
right?
Mrs. Pickles.
Mel will keep the mug out of reach of the monkey so it doesn't die.
It's pretty good, right?
Yeah, that's a cracker.
Anyone else? All right,
Well,
more
sure.
for me.
Sure. I mean, you just I don't understand. You just poured water in it.
Yeah, I don't exactly understand how it works. I just know that it does work and it works very well.
Yeah, I'll take a pull off of that.
Should pour more water in?
Yeah, whatever you poured in, fucked me up.
Yeah, immediately. And you now can speak Dwarven or Dwarvish for the next 3 hours while you are intoxicated.
Okay.
The tiny girls are like just take the longest fucking pulls, totally fine. This big dude takes a pull, drunk.
If it gets too much for you, I can fix it. Let me just let me know.
How do you fix it?
Yeah, I can. Well, it's not necessarily
Oh,
drunkenness. I can
magic
cure, but
healing, right?
well,
The
it's not magic.
cleric.
It's not magic like you do, but I suppose it is magical in nature.
Look, Max, you know the kind of cleric I am.
Yeah.
I don't do healing.
What a concept!
It's really funny how my fucking TikTok for you page has been so many like jokes about like, oh, the party getting a new cleric thinking they're a healer, not a healer.
She'll take her mug back and begin drinking again.
So, any other plans for the waiting period?
I've got some training to do with Mrs. Pickles.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, how was your visit home?
It was good.
That's all?
It was fine. I gave my sister the medallion so that if she needs to get in touch with me, she can.
Right.
And informed my father about the doppelgangers so that if he has any concerns, he knows how to go about making that determination. He took that information as he takes most information, stoically.
And how about your parents, Inks? You tell them about the doppelgangers?
Parent, singular. Um, I did, and it turns out she's not one of them, which I'm thankful for. Got to party with a lot of my family members, and had a good night.
What's that like?
Partying with a bunch of goblins.
I mean, that sounds fun.
Yeah, it gets pretty rowdy if that's what you're into. A lot of drinking.
Hey, Torek, when was the last time you visited your family?
My family?
Your, uh, yeah, I think.
I told you, my tribe is gone.
Right. I feel like, huh? Hyacinth, do you have people back home? I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm not the person to talk about this. I'm just very curious. I don't know terms.
Well, I mean, I have friends and family and people I've been with for years, but it hasn't been long since I last saw them.
And I suppose you did just leave.
A few months, which is more time than is usually spent away. Most of our journeys are not so long.
You think the search is going to take you a while?
Well, hopefully, I mean, there's no saying that I'm even going to be the one who finds it. Hopefully, I'll be contacted and called back, and everything will be just fine.
In what manner? Will they send somebody for you?
I'm sure they have ways to contact me. I mean, I have ways to contact them should I need to.
You do?
Oh, wrong character sheet. I don't have sending. Um,
No, never mind. Redacted.
oops.
And I'm pretty sure those birds don't fly through portals.
Yeah, I don't think the animal messenger spirits in this cane are gonna get there, but no, I'm sure they'd find a way. They have means of contacting, you know, sojourners and such.
What about you, Mel?
What about me? What?
Family?
Inks.
Oh, I don't like parents?
Sure.
Yeah, no, I don't
It-
have those.
Sure. Look at
Like,
her. What am I missing something?
I mean, she mentioned she was an orphan like the first time you all had a conversation.
did I? Do I do
Yeah.
that a lot?
No, I mean it was asked.
Was it? See,
Yeah, like raised by the Scriveners, you know.
Oh, do you
oh,
not consider
yeah.
them family then?
Oh, well, I mean, they're not like real family, apparently. I mean, like, I've I know, right? I'm like, do I do that a lot? No. uh no, they're mentors, I suppose. I was
Wait, I
raised by
don't,
them, yeah.
I don't understand. How are they not real family? They're the ones that raised you.
Well, I mean, you all have like feelings towards family. We don't have feelings.
I mean, I have feelings towards many people. That doesn't make everyone family.
I
Right,
didn't.
but I mean, in my experience, even if they are found or not, like the people who birthed you, there is some sort of connection.
Not necessarily. I don't feel a kinship to my father.
Well, yes, but your mother, and assuming that if you had anybody that, like, I guess raised you in a certain way or like was there all along, it'd be different. But it's mostly the same thing. I don't really have, you know, it wasn't traditional that much as I'm aware of.
Or do you consider them home?
The only one I've known, yeah, I suppose, as in like a place I've lived and am familiar with.
but no one in particular that you miss or long to return to?
Mm, no, no. And I'm
Mm.
sure they don't feel the same. Again, not really much for uh, all the sentiment.
Sentiment.
I have kind of taken a shine to it. I mean, I guess that's why I'm so curious.
Mm.
And probably why I got, am out here. More of a people person. She smiles.
I take it from your line of questioning at Torque earlier that you don't have a significant other back home or anything.
Oh, no.
Are you, then forgive the question, allowed a significant other?
I'm like pretty sure, yeah, right? I mean,
Definitely. There's no reason for you
yeah,
not to be. Yeah.
there's no rules not permitting it.
Okay.
Yeah, no, we're not like strictly celibate, but it's just not necessarily something people think about when they devote themselves to Yergol.
But you do think about it.
Yeah. I mean, curiosity, strictly, right? I mean, it'd probably be nice.
I guess I did assume that as a material planer, you would be monogamous with a significant other. So pardon me for that, but
I just, I don't know how to approach it, is the thing. They don't necessarily give a talk about that growing up.
I take inspiration.
All right, well, I didn't think the evening was going to go this way, but Vi, when a man and a woman love each other very much.
Uh-huh. What's,
Oh,
sorry, what's
oh, are you
love?
fucking kidding me? Like I thought I was making a joke, but you actually need the talk? Holy shit. Inks, let me see that mug again.
I've read a lot of books. Does that count?
Where did you get these books?
Well, I mean, again, well, scriveners don't seem as much. I do a little poking around. I found some material in some fun places.
Huh.
Are you not familiar with erotic literature?
No, that's what I'm saying.
No, I'm asking Inks. Like, and
Oh.
I don't mean familiar as in like the pantheon of like. I'm not saying you have Tusk Love memorized, but you do know that erotic literature exists, don't you?
Oh, certainly. I'm the type of person who would go into an erotic literature store. I didn't think Mel was.
I understand.
I left the temple. I wasn't cloistered. We like go outside. I mean, some of the higher ups, they might as well be, but it's not like I was very high ranking. Not at least, growing up. They sent me on errands. And I've been outside. That's that's why I know what a carnival is. I've seen a carnival. I've never been to one. Or like an inn or a tavern. Like it's not like I'm stepping onto the plane for the first time.
Mm.
Sorry, no offense, Heist. I'm sure you're a quick learner.
Oh, none taken. Absolutely.
Things are weird out here, though. I understand where you come from, as far as that sentiment goes.
Hey, everywhere's weird to somebody. So
Indeed. No, but I don't have anyone that I miss, nor misses me. So
Hmm.
evens out, I suppose.
Well, I
well, I
certainly
mean, I've
can't speak for the
lived basically my entire life with some form of allegiance or connection to someone. So there must be at least some kind of freedom to that. Though I guess you have your duties as scrivener and bind you in
Yes.
some way.
But it's all it's all business. It doesn't, not the same, not the same sort of
Not as
cupboard.
much heart to it.
None at all. Yeah, I've probably stayed out of it because it requires some form of that.
Hmm.
Not for lack of not wanting, of course.
Well, here's hoping you find fulfillment in the end.
In whatever way that is.
Mhm.
She'll do a little clink to the side.
Okay. You guys can while away the rest of their evening, unless there's anything else anyone wants to talk with anyone about. Okay. So, you guys can spend your night, and we can wrap up any other downtime stuff anyone needs to do. Oz, I feel like you mentioned something.
Training a monkey.
That's it.
Mhm.
Why don't you roll me another animal handling check?
Mhm.
It's quite a thing to handle. Can
I will spend an inspiration on that because that's going to be a problem.
There we go.
Okay. What are you just training the monkey to play the drum
Oh no, he's
or
not.
behave?
He's not playing a drum at all. I have many things that I am trying to train this monkey to do. The first and foremost is to simply run away whenever there's danger, so as not to get itself fucking killed, right? And then come back. But the concurrently, I will be training this monkey to, and I'll probably do this in a public square here in Luskin. Probably have to put him on a leash or put her on a leash to do this initially. But I will go out and play music on my horn, and Mrs. Pickles will, as a crowd gathers, will hand leaflets about the Tower Breakers to these people.
Holy shit. That's kind of a complex thing. Monkeys are very good at handing out things. Monkeys also love a Terra paper.
Mhm.
And I love taking things too.
With a 21, I feel like you get pretty good at being able to signal
Mm.
that the monkey like signal to Mrs. Pickles.
Mm.
When there's a threat significant enough. What I think this is basically going to mean is that, like, come initiative, the monkey will not need like an action to be told to flee.
Mhm.
But that's where your 21 is going to go. I don't think the pamphlet situation goes super great for your first couple of days.
No problem.
Yeah.
Oh, Mel,
Yes.
I know it's not really in your normal line of business, but do you think perhaps tomorrow morning you could ask the scrivener to grace you with the ability to speak with animals?
But I can sure try. Seems more like your thing than my thing, doesn't it?
Well, I mean, I can certainly study, but I can't, I don't, I know what I know. And until I get the chance to get the requisite amount of studying done, I don't know if it's something that is within your skill set either. I just know that in general, clerics have the ability to change their spells based on their god's grace each morning.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, I don't think you do either.
Yeah, I. There are some. Each order has its own certain gifts, and that isn't really a basic clerical thing. I can speak other languages and understand other like spoken languages, but I can't commune with animals. Nor can any of the other scriveners.
All right, well, I'll,
You could always go to, I don't know. Oh, not Sylvanas, right. Shanti, the only one that's coming to mind. That's like life and nature.
Hmm.
Probably has something more in that line. We can find
well,
you a.
no, I mean, I can check in with the Crown at the Tower Breakers and see if there are any druids that are any Tower Breaker druids that are coming up this way.
Oh, hey,
Ask them.
actually, if the carnival's still in town, you might get a little bit of a favor for helping out the folks down there. We have a rapport. Oh, although Tower Breakers, you guys are tight, anyways. But
Well, I figured it was worth asking.
I appreciate the ask. Sorry I couldn't do more.
Miss Pickles, no.
Hey, watch it. That's my earring.
Ow.
I'm so sorry, Mel.
It's okay.
Can't believe I let you guys buy a monkey.
I can't believe you did either.
I wanted to
Yeah,
see
I
who
think
would
not
do it.
one of us would.
Like,
Yeah.
I wanted you to just know who'd do it.
Why wasn't that answer incredibly obvious to you? I'm
Because even though I knew Adam would want it, I couldn't think of why, like, how he could, like, bend the interest to Oz, you know?
you know,
But I'm very fucking impressed.
Oh, Mel, hold my beer.
Okay. Anyone else taking any further action with downtime?
If we were to go to Nick and Next, would they have a new list of things to buy?
I do it about weekly, so I think the answer would be there would be. Not that I've prepped one, but I can get one real quick.
So in that case, that's what I want to do.
Right.
yeah, Mel will probably accompany you. Snick and Knack are always a good time.
Oh, thank you, dear. Gotta factor in markup. Mm-hmm.
Is
At the
is
on
Nick's
the night
name Nicholas?
Uh-huh.
A knacker.
Uh-huh.
Okay, gotcha.
That is correct.
on the like at the evening after the carnival, whenever we get back, I'll do a quick just detect magic on Mel's new dress.
Ah. Unfortunately, that does not reveal anything.
Okay, just wanted to
Yeah.
make sure.
Yeah. It's just a nice dress that would probably actually be. It has some like I said, weather damaging, but with mending or taken to a tailor, it is a very valuable material.
Mm-hmm.
Material good, I should say.
Is
And
it like a wedding dress, or is it just like a lacy white dress?
yeah, it's like a full ass wedding dress.
Fuck me.
Which, in this world, wedding dresses don't have to be white. In fact, there's probably only specific religions that would orient towards that, but it still has its significant value here.
Yeah, while I'm Hyacinth is taking notice of the dress, I'll probably be like, "Hey, Hyacinth, do you happen to know mending?"
I don't. I think I could.
How do you mean you could?
Hold on 1 second.
Where are you having this conversation?
Probably at Dallas Corner, whenever Hyacinth is casting detect magic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, whenever I finish a long rest, I can swap the cantrip.
Oh, interesting. Would you mind terribly if you prestidigitated some of this dirt out and maybe mended it, cleaned it up a
I
little bit?
Yeah, I can take care of that for you.
I'll give you a few gold for your trouble.
Oh, no worries. It's no problem.
Okay, then you owe me a favor, or I owe you a favor.
Sure.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Wand of polymorph.
Really wanted this cantrip for endless alcohol.
You,
Oh,
if you have the decanter of endless water and your mug, you technically do.
Yeah, that's what I say. If I got that.
Okay, gotcha.
But
oh,
I
how much
cannot
money do I
afford that.
have? 60, that's 600. I can't fucking afford the chainmail. God damn it.
You can rent things.
Oh, oh, no, no thanks.
I
I have demon blood. We know what they Not a thing. Not a thing I want to touch on.
Man, if only I'd saved a little bit of money
I
and
can
bought
afford
a wand
one
of the war
thing. Yeah, I can afford one thing and it does nothing for me.
Well, that sounds like actually rather convenient if you're all traveling together, but what do I know? All I'm saying is everything that's Nick's is mine, and everything that's mine is Nick's.
You want a loan, Hyacinth?
What are your terms?
Just pay me back, no interest.
I'd certainly be willing to pitch in.
Well, that would be very kind of you, and I would be very grateful.
I've got 11 platinum for the cause.
Oh, that's fine. I got it. That way, they don't have to pay back 2 people. I will be holding this over your head.
Wonderful.
Big spender.
I have nothing to buy. Most of the weapons I'm not proficient with, and everything else is like armor and shields and magic shit.
Don't worry, your time will come.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that there hasn't been something that. Ooh, wait, hold on.
I just got the boot spikes.
Hmm. Hmm.
That was excellent salesmanship, by the way, Nick and Nack.
Well, thank you. It's sort of the thing that I do.
No, I'm just saying I'm impressed.
It's good to be recognized for your work.
Agreed. Considering I think that this is a 50-50 partnership and I definitely don't do half of the labor.
3,000 gold is how much in platinum?
300?
300? Yeah. Oh. Shucks. Oh well.
Sorry, Mel, I couldn't afford that one.
It's okay. It
Price
wasn't
to
a
move.
need.
He'll just spin the stone on the table. Little pink rock.
Yeah, that's not something I need. It just would be helpful. Oh well. Next time.
Anything else I can help you find people with?
Sir, if you could be on the lookout for a scroll of speak with animals, that would be most beneficial.
See what we could do. We're not often scroll keepers ourselves. I don't mind. I don't like putting my references out with other businesses, but there is other folks in Luskan who keep a better library than we're capable of. But I can keep an eye out.
Well, thank you.
There's a library of scrolls here, and I didn't. I don't. It's fine. I can't afford it now, anyways.
I say a library. It's just the fact that most places, particularly larger places like Luskan, do host more than just one arcanist willing to trade their wares, but we just happen to be the best.
Which is why we keep coming back.
Nick grins. All right. Anything else, folks?
Probably just for flavor and in preparation for my divination. I'm gonna spend whatever downtime we have, like at night, probably just transcribing all the names that I've collected into the new book.
Okay.
And nothing else for me, I think.
Anyone else? All right. Then the morning of the 14th of chess, each of you are found, probably still near Daleth's corner, if elsewhere individually still. A a black paper bird that once again unfolds with the instructions from Lauxius, that you are to meet at the Dragon Beach Harbor tomorrow morning before first light, um, so that you can all prepare to head up the river together on your chartered vessel by the time the sun has risen.
By that time, Hyacinth would have mended my dress, right?
Yeah, yeah. Do you want to sell it or do you want to keep it?
I am probably going to go to a tailor of some sort and kind of exchange it for like fine clothes, like like a cocktail dress or whatever, something that would like fit in more with this scene that we're going into.
Okay.
Agreed.
All right. We'll say that as tailors go, there's like you could have considered like doing this a few days before, just because I think we talked about like
Yeah.
in the modern magical world, off the rack exists, but it's going to always be off the rack, which is much more unusual in this setting than tailored made clothing is.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
so you could have the dress prepared. The dress values at 150 gold.
Okay.
And especially now it's been repaired and cleaned and such. That is more than enough than you would need for fine tailored clothing. Do you want to specify what it looks like, or do you not have?
I will let the tailor take my measurements and be like something, and sort of not by name, but kind of describe like, oh, it's a private event at like a big manor.
Ooh.
I don't know what to wear, so you make something up for me, or something that would look good on me.
I think they're still inclined to sort of follow in a lot of your presented style. So
Yeah.
robes that are maybe like a little bit longer in the skirt, but the sleeves are very snug and fitted. Um, uh, as is the bodice. So it's sort of like it's kind of like an inverse in like form than to what you typically wear. Um,
Big sleeves, tight, tight bottom. Big
uh,
bottom, tight sleeves.
yeah, like all still very slim, and kind of accentuating like features like your height and like your waist and such. Um, uh, but uh, but a little bit more of a professional luxury appearance, with some silver needlework just around cuffs and hems that gives it some taste, but at taste and formality.
Great.
Uh, yeah,
Perfect.
yeah. Inks, are you also speaking up for new clothes?
If she invited, I would go with her, and then I would look at something kind of nice.
Yeah.
If she's not particular, so like if there's something that fits her off the rack, she'll take something off the rack.
Okay. I think that's certainly easier for you. You have an idea of what you want that to be?
No idea.
I think suiting your style, it's probably um, more along the lines of a pantsuit, um, but with rather than like a formal shirt underneath, just light layers, uh,
As long as I can
and
wear my jacket over it.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, something less showing of the skin.
Yeah, and in kind of neutral tones that kind of complement your complexion a little bit.
Mhm.
Anyone else going shopping? Toric by
So that-
default, technically.
Oh yeah, that's right. I have a shadow. I forget I have a shadow.
how much would that be?
uh, we'll put that at 5 gold. And Mel, yours would have been 10, so you
But
still profit
99.
like a good amount.
Whoa, hell yeah.
Mhm.
Now I also don't have the weight emotionally of a wedding dress.
I just thought you were getting ready to Miss Havisham it up all up and down the sword coast.
I feel like Loxius would probably chastise me for that.
That would be so funny, especially since I think
thought
you were
about
the
it.
only person who asked for dress code, and you just show up in a wedding dress. Oh God.
That would have been hilarious, but I don't.
Oh.
Mel is a professional. He's not gonna do that.
Okay. So the early morning of the 15th of chess, and cold enough without the sun, all of you, I'm assuming, pack up your gear and head to the docks.
I think I might just sit this one out.
What a wild way to write out a character.
What you call it? I don't remember the exact established sort of like timeline it was for my divination to work to give me some sort of answer about Loxius's deal. But whenever that happens, I would like to perform divination. I'm not sure if it's like the day of leaving or sometime during travel.
Spell divination, right?
Yes, correct. I believe it was like the wasn't it like when we got there, right?
Oh, that's right. Okay. So, let's see. Ask a single question concerning a specific goal, event, activity within 7 days. Let's see.
Yeah. It's the within 7 days.
Okay. And you wanted it to be within like the event date. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So you'll be well within your time, either like the day before or whatever to cast that spell.
Okay.
And it does cost 25 gold
Yeah, we already got
in
the
offerings.
material.
Yeah, the book. That's right.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm going
So what was your question?
to will Loxius acquire the book as planned? Or at least without issue?
Unnatural complications may prevent acquisition as intended.
Okay.
Is sort of the message that comes back through the incense and smoke after you burn the book.
Great. I will say a prayer of acknowledgement and reverence. And Yeah, I'll just sit with that and think about it. Okay.
And in the early morning, Lauxius, who is wearing a very thick fur coat that looks egregiously expensive, meets you all at the docks. Um, Breath coming in puffs of mist in the cold morning air. It's good to see you all in whole form, bright and early. How are you all?
Doing fine. And yourself?
As prepared as I think we could possibly be. We are just this way. And he starts walking down the pier. And he leads you southwards towards a ship that is currently nearly finished loaded. There are a few other passengers who are climbing onto the ship. This is actually, after all, a passenger vessel. The ship's name is the Tsarina. Lauxius says, "Should there be any concerns during our trip that any of you might have with cabin mates or crew or anything, I would prefer if you fed your questions or concerns through me. I have a rapport with the captain I'd like to keep on good terms."
Understood.
Can you spell the ship name?
Yeah.
It's way off. Actually, I was not. Just the first letters.
Lauxius is the first aboard. There is a drow gentleman who welcomes him. They speak briefly in Undercommon, with a piece together a bit of common, mostly just from friendly greeting. The captain nods to you as you board, and then the captain directs you actually towards your quarters, which are uh, on the stern of the ship. Wow, I can't believe I forgot my boat terms. Brings you towards the back of the vessel, and directs you. There are 3 cabins that have been assigned to you: 1 to Lauxius and 2 to the rest. Divide yourselves as you'd like. The cabins themselves have very large windows that overlook the dark ocean and the swirling gray clouds above. Each cabin is accommodated with fixed beds that are very comfortable and have very good heavy wool bedding to accommodate the weather, and chests for you to keep your belongings. This is I can't think of any of you having any reason to have ever traveled in such nice accommodations. I don't think any of you would
Nope.
have. More often than not, if any of you have ever taken boat for any reason, it's on a passenger vessel. It would certainly not be the luxury vehicle that this is. And even in your time here, it may appear that this is perhaps not even entirely and exclusively a luxury ship. However, you guys have been afforded very, very fine quarter.
Question.
Mhm.
Um, where does Pecoreva go?
I think that's up to you and your bunkmates.
Well, I'm basically asking if they have like a stable area. Like, are other people bringing horses, or should I just maybe I just leave her behind for a bit and then summon her when we get there? Do they have a place for livestock? Like, what's the deal, Captain?
Lauxius speaks with him briefly and then returns and then returns the answer to you. Fit her in the cargo hold?
And as long as I'm allowed to go down there, check on her and all that. I mean, feed her.
The captain says something else, and Lauxius confirms, with escort, but we can accommodate.
Ah, perfect. That's fine.
Oz pulls his coat a little tighter over Mrs. Pickles.
All right, as I've said, we will be 2 days to Blackford Crossing, where we will depart, and then we should have 1 day on foot. Might be able to acquire some horses in Blackford as well. We'll see how that goes. Hope you all brought some books. Keep yourselves entertained, and please stay out of trouble.
Yes.
We're supposed to play bodyguard, right? Isn't that what you said? Or is that just once we get to the... I mean, I figure you want us making sure you get there.
Correct. It is the passage from Blackford to the get the word right, the Everhast property that I think I'm going to be requiring most of your assistance. Although I wouldn't mind the accommodation in the meantime. I am paying you for it, after all.
Yeah, that's sort of what I thought.
You just get the impression he doesn't fear that is going that he won't that it might not be necessary, at least for the time
Although,
being.
yeah.
But your services will be needed. All right. With that, you begin to hear the call and whistle of the bosun as the ship begins to pull away from the docks and pier, and carefully navigate some of the rocky islands of the River Mirar and make its way northward. And with that, we will call session for the week. And
Did-
yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.